Confucius, the greatest Chinese philosopher, who has moved everything in that country or around the world, said, if your plan is for 1 year, plant rice. If your plan is for 10 years, plant trees. If your plan is for 100 years, educate children. Yes, people followed it up and they became strong. They moved with the upper layer. They forgot to look deeper, to do a scuba diving. In fact, Confucius said, if your plan is for 1 year, plant trees. Yes, people looked only at the rice, plant rice. They forgot what he really meant it. He said, if your plan, he said, plan, where is your plan? If your plan is for 1 year, plan. Then he talks about 1 year and then the planted rice. He said, where is your plan? Your plan is very important. Yes, yes. Plan, organize, direct, control, execute. Where are the 5 stages? When you plan it, then it can be for 1 year, or you can plant rice or ragi or jola. You can call it different names, or wheat. Your plan is very important. Feel, smell, taste, touch and see. If you can plan, organize, direct, control, execute 5 stages, then your mind starts working. Otherwise you are just a copycat. You just try to borrow knowledge and you just talk like a gibberish. You are as 100 quacking sparrows not equal to one majestic hawk. You are a quacking sparrow. The plan is very important. If you plan it up, then you know, you come down to our pranayama. Inhale 1, retention is 4 times of retention, then you exhale 2. Inhalation is 1. Once you have 1 rupee in your hand, then you work hard for 4 times. That is the retention. You work hard for, then you give up 2. You can give up 2 because 2 is still balanced with you. Then that 2, you inhale 2, then you work hard for 4 times is 8. That plan is very important. The mind allows you to go deeper to plan, and in that planning you become little wise. Your first maturity starts. Otherwise you people are going to become a slave. You already made them a slave. You plan for 1 year. You're waiting every year for whose plan? For the government to plan a budget. You're working for living for the government's budget. Government comes. Who is the government? Government is your servant. You yourself said they are our servants, and you are begging the servant. You're frightened of a servant. You all been brought to the cities, and your people start shivering in front of the maid servant. Maid servant is threatening you. Yes, you needed them. Your strength is gone. You have become a nobody. You're waiting for the government to plan, and government like, this year so and so is the budget. They're giving you, making you work like a dog and giving you nothing. Where is your plan? Where is your budget? Once you plan it for 1 year to plant the rice, yes, you have understood the rice, the roots are not that deep. From there you understand. If your plan is for 10 years, plant trees, Confucius said. If your plan is for 10 years, plant trees. He said plan, organize, direct, control, execute, feel, smell, taste, touch and see. For 10 years, plant trees. That means he is asking you, do not put all the eggs in one basket. The very first year you understood when you put up the plan, you planted rice. Now you have to plan for the trees, variety of trees. That will give you in 10 years a house. If the Africans can have, every year, the bamboo, what they put it to put it as a fence to stop the wild animals coming inside that bamboo. They cut and they construct one more room, one more house. Where is your room? Where is your house? I have not seen any city people having a house. You are like a beggar. You are begging rental people. One of my friend who was a Portuguese guy, he was telling he worked as a in a hotel as a what do you call hotel serving people. I think he was telling the people who work in the hotel. he was working in Dubai. He was telling people who are working in the hotel, never leave the hotel area. They only try to look from this hotel whether we can jump to another hotel, because that hotel is giving one more extra dress, or there are more beautiful girls in that hotel. So you jump from one hotel to another. You never want to become a manager. You never climb the ladder. Your planning is very, very important. Where is your planning? You just get stuck up. You wait for the government to make you a slave. You live like a slave, but you talk as if you know everything. You don't know anything. Africans, tribal belt in Africa, they can have an extra house. Where is a house? Plan it for 10 years. You have different varieties of trees. Yes, in 10, plant different trees. Plant trees, he said, if your plan is for 10 years. From there, he said, if your plan is for 100 years, educate children. 100 years, educate children. One African doctor, he was around 108 years, and everybody went and asked him, what is your strength? He said, nothing. When I was small, my father was a doctor. I'm also a doctor. Father said, every day practice mathematics. Make your brain work. When the brain is working, you look very, very young. Your brain stopped working. Psychologist says your brain stopped working after the age of 12. You're all 12-year-old kids. Nothing moved after that. When you went to the big offices as a slave, because you passed, you got a job, you got a little money, you ran a company, you are sitting there as a managing director and the chairman, you are only a class monitor, nothing more than that. Somebody else is controlling. Your beauty is gone. I used to tell my children who leave the school, every year you must take one certificate. You must go and study, a diploma, study, anything, but you must study. Do not stop studying till your last day of your breath. No work, no food. The Japanese Zen master said, at the age of 80, he refused to eat food without working. Give me my tools. If I don't work, I will not eat food. That is the way. You must work deeper. Educate your children means they were telling, if your plan is for 100 years, educate children. People started educating children and forgot the family tree is gone. The joint family system is broken into pieces. Your plan is for 1 year means plan one cultural activity. 10 years, plan different trees. All your cultural activity, your medical activity, how to stabilize the family tree. The children should know deeper, because in the Indus Valley civilization, nothing was in written form. So it crashed and it went into pieces. And Greek civilization, everything was in written form. It flourished. What he's telling is, if your plan is for 10 years, plan different tree. Let the children learn every culture. And because it was in written form, you write it now. It is not written. Never mind. In future years, the children will have. They can only take it what experience has gone through. Educate the children. If your plan is for 100 years, people start educating children. Educate the children. Not that children he meant. He was telling you as a child, you are not grown after 12 years. Every part of your body, make it strong and powerful. You are working on 2% of your total energy. What about 98%? 98% not to feel liquor, not to become lazy. One step of laziness leads to 10,000 steps of laziness. Please come out of that laziness. Your one step leads to 10,000 steps of your growth. Deeper and deeper. And then you can feel you will hardly fall sick. Yes, your sickness, your power, everything, the tradition goes deep inside. You become a strong, powerful wine. Confucius said, if your plan is for 1 year, plan rise, plan, organize, direct, control, execute. He said, if your plan is for 10 years, plant trees. Feel, smell, taste, touch and see. For 10 years, plant different trees. So every year you can cut it up and you can plant one more room, one more house. With that 10 years of putting money in different businesses, you take it up and build one more house, 2 more rooms. That is what he meant. Your plan is for 100 years, educate children. Inhale. Retention is 4. Exhale 2, he said. The pranayama of our Indian culture, he said, you work every time you get one, you work 4 times to feel very, very strong. Confucius said, if your plan is for 1 year, plant rice. Your plan is for 10 years, plant trees. Plan is for 100 years, educate children. Just go a little deeper and think, plan. If your plan, direct, plan, organize, direct, control, execute. Then your family, your joint family system is strong. Your family tree becomes so strong, you do not beg the government. You plan for 1 year for the government to put up their budget. And where is your budget? Create the family trees, budget, and no government can make you a slave. You make the government come in front of you and ask you. You are the master. They have discussed plan with you. That day only you have started the work. That day you are a real human being. This is the 41st short discourses. Tomorrow will be my last discourse. I have planned for a 48 hours fasting. This is my first day of fasting. I fast only on distilled water. The mineral water, we boil it for 20 minutes. Get all the minerals out, only clean water. I drink every 2 hours. Tomorrow will be the last discourse, planned for 42 years. Thank you for moving with me, walking with me. God bless you.